Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, welcome. Argentina, holy crap. World Cup. It might get interesting. It might get interesting. I saw a bunch of people that posted bets on Saudi Arabia. They were like 4,000 plus 4,000. That's a nice way to wake up. Plus 4,000 Saudi Arabia. That's wild. I want to look at everyone's going to start betting the underdog now. Watch. Vegas is going to make a lot of money now because everyone's going to get excited, start betting the underdog, start betting the crazy money line spread, or the money lines. What else are some crazy money lines? That was like the biggest one. Australia's plus 1,000. Costa Rica versus Spain is plus 1,700. Wow. Saudi Arabia plus 4,000 was the biggest one I've seen. Qatar versus Netherlands is plus 2,000. Crazy. That's why I love soccer. Yeah, soccer's great. I mean, that's what I grew up on. Yeah, a lot of people lost money early morning too, right? True. A lot of people probably just thought Argentina was a lock. Probably added Argentina into some parlays, and then Argentina-Portugal finals. Oh, that's, yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, I saw some of that DraftKings problems, Michael. I saw that news that some of the accounts were getting hacked. Yeah, I don't keep money in my DraftKings account. All right, guys. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. State champs, though. That's right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Hope everyone is having a good morning. Hope everyone did okay yesterday. Yesterday, as expected, just a pretty much a chop fest again. I mean, there was some action early morning, but intraday was just a disaster. And I sort of expect this to continue. I'm thinking this whole week is just going to be a mess. Maybe. I mean, that's usually what happens on these big weeks. You have economic news on Wednesday, tomorrow, which is pretty major. We have nothing. Someone's birthday? Happy birthday, Nicholas. We have nothing planned for today on macro side of things. On the economic calendar, it says none scheduled. So there's nothing to plan for there on the macro economic side of things on the economic calendar. So maybe there's a little bit of a sign of relief with no macroeconomic news coming out today. We'll see what happens, but we have big news coming out tomorrow on Wednesday, FOMC minutes. We have jobless claims. We have a lot of stuff dropping tomorrow. So you might see another, and you've seen this, right? And I talk about this on the channel a lot, right? What is the definition of insanity? It is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. How many times have we come into big economic weeks where we can tell ourselves, at the start of the week, watch out for the chop because we might just get choppy movement before a big economic data, and we still trade it, and we still lose money or still get chopped up in a choppy market, which we already anticipated was going to happen. So this week, I'm keeping it real light. I have no interest and when I look at the entire year of opportunity, in the past or another year of opportunity in the future, this week does not need to be the week that I go all in, right? I don't need to be balls to the wall on a week where we have big data tomorrow, the market's closed on Thursday, and we have a half day on Friday. It's just not really doesn't seem as juicy as, I want, or the moves don't seem as fluent as I'd like. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that changes. Alan, thanks for the support, man. Thank you for coming to the stream and supporting. So that's my sort of feel, just sort of as a whole, the week as a whole. It's probably not your best trading opportunity week. I think we've already seen part of that yesterday. So we need to be paying attention to that. Some things that happened yesterday that we talked about on the stream yesterday as well, which we were pretty spot on, was the XLP strength. If you guys remember, we talked about XLP, the consumer staples, being strong. And they were rocketing higher yesterday, right? XLP was, I think, the only green sector of the day. I'm not sure how we closed, but when I checked intraday, it was XLP was the only green sector. So that consumer staples move is definitely something to be paying attention to. We talked about that yesterday. Pepsi hit new highs. Procter & Gamble is pushing higher. Walmart had a big day. A bunch of XLP names had really strong days yesterday. So let's continue to watch that. We'll talk about that again here in the stream today. More upside on some Dow names, right? Home Depot did well yesterday. I'm still holding my swing trade there. That's been a great trade for me. And a little bit of outperformance on a few tech names. Tesla's still dead. Tesla's been very weak, but a few tech stocks which actually held up pretty well, right? XLP versus XLY comparison. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, Michael, right? Discretionary spending maybe declining while, people still need staples, right? People still need the consumer staple stuff. So, yeah, it's a good thing to watch, Michael. I agree. XLY didn't have that great of a day. But XLY just has, when you look at what the XLY has in it, it makes total sense, right? The XLY, the biggest parts of the XLY is Amazon. So, Amazon and Tesla. So if the two biggest stocks in the XLY ETF is Amazon and Tesla, then you can't really expect for it to be very good yesterday, right? Tesla is just getting sort of crushed. Tesla is 14% of that ETF. Amazon is 18% of that ETF. So, yeah, clearly those two are just sort of holding that thing down. But I'm pretty sure if you were to remove those two, I would assume yesterday was actually a pretty good day, right? McDonald's probably had a pretty good day yesterday. I'm assuming, Home Depot had a great day. That's number 4. Lowe's had a decent day. That's number 5. Nike, Starbucks, TJX, Target, Dollar General. So, yeah, I mean, if you were to remove Amazon and Tesla, right, that XLY probably did pretty well yesterday, but it's just so big. I don't really like the weighting of that. I don't like that ETF at all, actually, looking at it. If you just look at this ETF, right, you are so heavily weighted in two of the probably most risky tech names on the market right now, or sort of the most beaten down tech names. So that's interesting. Yeah, make sure you guys pay attention to what's inside these ETFs, right? It's very important. All right. So Tesla's a great trade. Nice, chef. Sat and puts all day. Yeah, I mean, Tesla all day. Very nice. Just go to analyze and then go to fundamentals. Analyze and then fundamentals. It should look like this. It won't look like this for a stock. It's got to be an ETF, right? It's got to be an ETF, like a major ETF. XLF, XLP, XLY, XLE, XLV, right? And then you can see what's inside those ETFs. I don't think like ARK it's not pulling that up, right? It's got to be like one of the major spider ETFs, I think. What about the VU? Yeah, like the VU's not even pulling up this. What's another one that's... I don't want to waste too much time here, but I'm trying to think of another one that's big but not a spider ETF. Yeah, these are just major ETFs like QQQ, SPY. Yeah, SPY. It pulls it up for SPY. SPY, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet. You can see what's in the SPY there. Mostly Apple. 6%, 7% Apple. All right, so let's continue. So today we have some very key levels to watch. We have some very key market levels to watch on both the NASDAQ and the ES. Very critical holds, VTI. I'll check that real quick and just see what it does. VTI. Nah, it doesn't pull up anything for VTI. Yeah, just check that out, guys. It's really only the big ETFs. I don't know why some work, some don't. I'm not really sure. Don't ask me. But yeah, this is FTX, Sam. All right. So key levels to watch today on the NASDAQ ES. A lot of key levels to watch on individual stocks. That's why I said there's a big move incoming. I think there is really actually a big move incoming. That's not just clickbait. I think there actually is going to be a big move coming here soon. I don't know if it's tomorrow off FOMC minutes. I don't know if it's Friday when no one's expecting it. Or I don't know if they're just holding it off until next week. But there is some very key levels to be watching here. If we break down these levels, you should definitely see some downside. If you break out of this downtrend that almost every stock I'm looking at is in, you could see some squeeze to the upside. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Today's the 22nd. My birthday is in 1 month from today. So happy early birthday to me. My birthday is December 22nd. So 1 month till my birthday. Very excited for this holiday season. Hope everyone is excited as well. It's a good time to be happy. A good time to enjoy, the greater things in life. Futures, economic earnings calendar. Not much on the earnings, I don't think. I mean, I think we had one decent sized one. We had Zoom this morning, which I'm not really interested. We had Best Buy this morning, which I think pushed higher. So nothing crazy on that edge. But let's just remind everyone of the economic calendar again, because that's really the most important here. So today, it looks like they added this. This wasn't here yesterday. Happy Sweet 16, thanks. Kansas City Fed President Esther George speaks. So, we'll see. I don't expect much there. But a Kansas City Fed President speaking shouldn't be too crazy. Wednesday, we have jobless claims. So this is pushed into Wednesday. So you guys know that jobless claims is typically on a Thursday. They pushed this up into Wednesday. Durable goods orders, core capital equipment orders, manufacturing PMI, services PMI, consumer sentiment, 5-year inflation expectations, FOMC minutes. All right, so tomorrow is really the big economic calendar day. We'll see what happens there. Maybe tomorrow gives us a little bit more movement here on the market. So let's just watch out for that. But today, nothing to really focus on the economic side. Tesla, we'll take a look at that weekly chart again. That weekly 150 level, I want to share it with you guys, share with you Tesla. We'll go down into the shorter terms as well, just sort of break down that stock, see what happened yesterday. XLP. You can't continue to sell what you don't own. You will have to pay up at some point. I don't understand what that means, but okay. XLP strength. Yeah, so let's go ahead and watch some of those XLP names. Let's keep an eye on that. Nvidia, AMD, some key levels to watch out for that. I want to share with you guys some key levels that those are sitting at. Home Depot breakout. Home Depot is looking very nice. We caught this swing trade really well. I'm in some December contracts, and I've been scaling out over the last. I scaled out some yesterday. I scaled out some Friday. So I've been scaling out as I get my move. But a really nice win, actually a really big win for me on this one. I'll sort of break this down maybe in a video today, or just sort of break down this trade at some point in the future. Apple 147.50, watching this level, key level to watch for. Energy actually showing some upside this morning. CVX, XOM, XLY, XLE, showing some upside today. And so is if I'm not mistaken, let me just double check here. So is the /CL, the oil futures. They're up 1.5%. So some strength on the energy sector. I want to share with you that. FedEx and Disney, two stocks with some gaps. We talked about the Disney gap fill yesterday to the downside. That worked out pretty nicely. It didn't quite fill the entire gap, but there was definitely a nice trade there. So congrats if you caught that one. And then FedEx had that big upside gap that everyone was watching. It did pull back, but this is around the time where everyone starts to forget, right? This is like the perfect time where everyone starts to forget about FedEx, right? It was hot last week when it was pushing straight up in the gap. Everyone was watching it. It pulled back, and now no one wants to watch it, right? Now everyone's forgetting about it. So let's not be the ones to forget about. When stocks pull back after big moves, people tend to forget about these names, and then they start to push again, and then you start to pay attention again when it's already pushing higher. So let's watch this FDX trade. I want to make sure to keep my eyes on this. Meta, Amazon, Microsoft. I just threw in some names there because there's a lot of levels that I want to share with you today. I'm going to try to get through them all. If not, then make sure to come hang out in the Discord where I'll do my analysis, my further analysis. After that, we'll go over the stocks you guys want to look at, and then we'll get out of here. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. Yes, I own Tesla in my long term. Not going to sell Tesla in my long term. I would not ever sell Tesla because of a short-term, oh my God, Tesla, Elon bought Twitter, he's an idiot. Why would you own Tesla? It's not. No interest in selling a long-term position because of short-term noise. If you guys invest in the long term, you better have a mindset to invest in the long term. What the problem that a lot of people have is they say they want to start a long-term portfolio. They say that they want to invest for their future, and then every time they look at the stock every single day, they start to panic. Oh my God, should I sell Tesla? Oh my God, what's going on? I mean, I don't even look at my long-term portfolio. Very rarely do I look at it. Maybe once a week, and I don't sell. If you're going to invest in the long term, you better invest in the long term. You're not trading. You don't trade a long-term portfolio. All right. Here we go. NASDAQ. I think there's one level to watch today, and it's right here. I mean, this is really all that's important here, guys. It's 11,530. It's 11,530, right? Look at the two wicks that were created off this level, right? This is Thursday of last week, and this is yesterday. This is this pre-market, actually. So you have this low right here, which is Thursday of last week, and you have the pre-market low that we just bounced off of this morning. This has to hold, right? This is very easily the level that has to hold here on the NASDAQ. We break this level, you are going down, right? It's pretty easy to see, right? If you look at this chart, you break this little double bottom, you're moving lower. There's no question about it. You can clearly see that this has been the level that the market is trying to hold, right? You can see support here, support here. Not only that, right? If we go to the 4-hour, that is our previous retest level. Little choppy, I know, right? This level has not been perfect. I'm still trying to, find the perfect level as we go along, but it's starting to get a little bit more clear here, right? We have the general demand in this area. We have the previous rejections in this area, which has turned into this general area trying to hold as support here, right? We can see previous rejections into potential support. Now that we sort of break this down, we can start to see that clear level. And to me, I think today we were just showed the level, and it looks to me like it's 11,530. 11.5, what's the low of this candle? 11.528.25, 11.528, 526.50. So all in this general area, you can clearly see it. You do something like this today, right? You do something like this, then right? You know what the next move is. If you break below this Thursday low and this morning's low, then you know what the next move is. Very easy to sort of depict there to see what's going to happen next. So that has to be on your watch, right? If that breaks down, that's sort of your big move incoming type of headline that I put on the live stream today. If you see that breakdown, then I would definitely expect a big move here. All right, if you see this breakdown under this Thursday low and this pre-market low here today at 11,530. So that's the downside. Now, the thing that's interesting is the manner in which we have pulled back. It's very interesting, right? The manner in which we have pulled back is very slow. It's very slow. It's very low volume, and it's right at this previous high, right? So we've pulled back. If you go to the daily chart, right, we've pulled back right to these previous highs. It's not perfect. Again, like I said on the NASDAQ, this whole area is pretty choppy, but we have pushed higher. We have pulled back, and we've pulled back right to these previous highs, and we're starting to see a sense of a hold, right, an attempt at a hold after a very slow downside move. So I could see both directions here. I could totally understand both, sides of the story. I could see, maybe a hold of this double bottom. I could see maybe a break of this little flag here and maybe a squeeze to the upside back up into these highs. I could totally see that, right? That makes sense to me. But on the flip side, I can totally see the flush of this level and the downside move as well. So both sides look like a very good possibility, as we approach today into, the end of week. Both sides look like very high possible setups. So with that in mind, how do we pick a direction here? We can't, right? We just have to wait. So you have this downtrend over the last about 5 trading days, right? You can see here this downtrend over the last 5 trading days has not been able to break. Tested it here, tested it here. You can sort of even draw like a shorter or a closer, downtrend. You can see it's like sort of in here, but I don't know. I mean, it's a little difficult to just sort of be drawing downtrends everywhere. But you can see we have been sort of sliding lower over the last week, right? You can clearly see that very slowly, right back into the previous highs. And now we are finding somewhat of a demand here at 11,530. So it's a very interesting move, right? In my opinion, if I could illustrate the next 2 potential moves, it is a break of the downtrend. Maybe it's a retest of the downtrend, and then it's a continuation move. That, or if we get weakness, it's a break of this double bottom. It's a retest of this double bottom, and it's a continuation maybe back down to this previous high. So at some point, we're going to have to move here, right? We're not going to just do this forever, right? We're not going to just do this forever and just, sit here until the end of the year, or whatever you want to say, right? We're not going to just do this forever. There's going to have to be a break of this little channel or this little consolidation move here on the NASDAQ. So I would watch the downtrend. I would watch 11,530, and I would just wait to see if there's any type of price action that wakes up to either direction. ES. So the ES is actually outperforming the NASDAQ. We have seen that because why is the ES outperforming the NASDAQ? It's because of the other sectors, right? The XLP outperformance, the XLY has been a little bit, not been too bad. The XLV, healthcare, energy this morning, XLE, right? So we've seen some of those sectors outperform, and I think that's why you're seeing that. That is why you're seeing the outperformance on the ES versus the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's just tech. ES has that diversification. So the ES here is breaking that downtrend, right? You can see the downtrend we just drew out on the NASDAQ. The ES is actually breaking it right now as we speak. So you can see from the highs, tested it here yesterday. We rejected off of it. This morning, we got to pop through that downtrend. So do we see that move, right? Is that move starting to set up? That's something I'll definitely watch. On the 4-hour chart, we can clearly see the break and retest that has been showing up, right? We can clearly see the break and retest. Yeah, rotation out of tech. This is something I brought up about 2 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago. I made a video 3 weeks ago on the channel saying money's flowing out of tech. There was a clear rotation in the market, and it's still continuing. So you can see that downtrend on the 4-hour. You can see that previous rejection point that held demand very nicely here on Thursday of last week. And ever since we bounced off that level, right, ever since we bounced off this little area here, previous rejection into support, this market is sort of held up, right? And we can't just deny that, right? And you can see, look at these wicks on the 4-hour chart. You see these wicks? See this wick, this wick, this wick? Those wicks keep pushing this market up, right? It keeps supporting this move. So let's see. I mean, it's too early to tell here. I mean, I'm not gonna be the guy that tries to pretend like I know exactly what's gonna happen. That's not why you're here. That's not why I'm here. You don't want to listen to that, because if you're smart, then you shouldn't listen to that, right? If you're a smart person out there, you should not be. If I was here telling you, oh, it's going up, it's going down, I know for sure, then you should just click off the screen, right? Because if you're a smart person, you know that's a bunch of bullshit. But so you can see previous rejection into support. Let's watch that, right? Let's keep an eye on this 39.15, 39.25 level. Let's watch this 4-hour downtrend. You can see the ES is outperforming. Let's see if we get a move here today. So watching for that, definitely a setup that I am eyeing here. So keep an eye on those futures. Very important. Here's the Dow. The Dow has continued to hold up itself as well. You guys can see that Dow hold of around that 33,370 level that we've continued to talk about. A little bit of continuation here. I would just watch out for 34,200. 34,200 is what I'd watch for here on the Dow. Watch out for this little rejection point up here. All right, watch out for this little watch out for this little rejection point up here around 34.2. All right, Russell. This Russell is pretty interesting, right? This Russell is pretty interesting. You guys can see right here. 1840, right? 1840. Right here, guys, right? So 1840, previous rejection point into support. That Russell has continued to hold this. So just watch that. That's really it. That's really all you got to watch on the Russell. Right here, around this 1840 area has held demand. It held this previous high. Keep an eye on this 1840. If it does push, just watch out for this rejection up here around 1870, right? Rejection, rejection, rejection. So you got 1840 to 1870. Russell's really just in a little range. It's about a 30-point range right here to just watch out for, okay? All right, guys, so NASDAQ, right? ES, you can see what I'm sort of, looking at. You can see these little downtrends that are holding, the demand that's holding. You can see the outperformance on the ES versus the NASDAQ. And we just have to see how this continues today. If we break these levels, then we know there's downside. Tesla. So Tesla's been very weak over the last, really since the beginning of November. It's been underperforming the market pretty aggressively. When I look at this weekly chart, I can't help but think that this has got to move down to 150. I think now at this point, after this breakdown yesterday, it looks like it's pretty set for a 150 test here. Back at this previous consolidation around, this is back in 2020, August 2020 to around November 2020. You can see we had this downtrend, this consolidation area around 150. Definitely looks like it wants to test that, right? It definitely looks like that could be where it wants to test at this level around 150. So that's definitely something I'm watching. In the short term, right, it's just really weak. If you watch Tesla on an intraday basis, there's just no life in it. So I would be very cautious on the upside here. I would probably, the next trade that I would look for would probably be a rejection right here, right? I'd probably look for a rejection right here, right around this 175.50, right? I would probably look for a rejection. If we push up to this 175.50, I would look for this to come back and test this previous low right here. That would probably be my next short-term trade watch. Here, right, and then right here. That's what I would watch. If Tesla can bounce today, if we can get some upside movement after that ugly downside yesterday, I would watch for that move up to 175.50 and then see if it starts to fade off this level, right? That's what I would keep an eye out for. That would really be my main watch day. Other than that, I would just leave it alone. All right, 175.50. That would be a break and retest to the previous lows there. That would be the next watch. But overall, downside has been very aggressive on Tesla. 150 would probably be where I'd take, a share, another big share purchase down at 150, maybe. I would watch it there. All right, XLP. So, guys, we talked about XLP yesterday, right? We talked about XLP yesterday, and it really went It had a very big day yesterday, right? You guys can see right here. Let me go to the 5-minute chart. XLP yesterday started, what is it, right around here. Let's just call it there. So XLP yesterday, about a 1.5% in a pretty weak market. So a very nice move to the upside on that. XLP, you can see on the daily chart, has sort of continued to push higher on the daily chart. It's a difficult sort of chart to understand where the next move is. I would just watch this continuation, possibly up to that 77 area. That would be my first watch, right around this 77. Keep an eye on that, right? And see if they can continue to move within this this little zone here. The other level I'm sort of watching is right where it's at right now, around 75.50. These are sort of the two levels that I'm keeping my eyes out for on the XLP. If I go to the 4-hour, you can see we had some previous rejections here around 75.50 right here. And then the next, if we get above that, would be this 77 area. So XLP, I just wanted to share this ETF, this sector with you, because if we go to Pepsi, right, this is Pepsi. Pepsi is a big part of the XLP. Look at the break and retest of the previous highs on Pepsi. Previous highs, break, double bottom at the previous highs. Very nice upside there. You had a stock like Coca-Cola, very strong upside yesterday. Procter & Gamble, another upside move on Procter & Gamble yesterday. Watch out for this 147, 148 area. You had a big move on Walmart yesterday, right? Walmart broke out of that 146 level. We talked about it holding that 146 yesterday, and it did it very, very well. Let me go and get more time here. So you can see, look at this 146 hold on Walmart and the continuation. That is off the back of the XLP upside that we are seeing. So keep an eye on that whole sector, guys. Again, I'll go ahead and pull up the education. I don't want that. Analyze XLP, Procter & Gamble, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Costco, Walmart, Mondelez, Philip Morris, Altria, Colgate, Palmolive, and Estee Lauder are the top 10. So just keep an eye on that, guys. Pay attention to the strong sectors. All right, Nvidia. So Nvidia, I sort of wanted to see it come back to, I've been wanting to see it come back to 149, but as of right now, it does not look like it's coming back to that level just yet. You guys can see right here, 149 is this previous high that I sort of want to see it back to, right in this general area. 149 right here, this previous high. I wanted to see it sort of come back to that level and do what it's doing right now at this level. I wanted to maybe see this be a little bit lower, right? Sort of consolidate at this 149. We're not quite there. It looks like we're consolidating. Looks like we got some hold around this 151, 152 area, which continues to hold Nvidia up. However, right, if you reject this 154.50, if this is just a big rejection of 154.50, this could definitely be a downside play. So watch 154.50 on Nvidia. That is very clearly a rejection level. Now, if you guys know your charts, if you know where stocks are trading at, right, and you sort of zoom out, then you would know that the 154.50 level is something we've talked about quite a bit. 154.50 was this previous support from back in April, May, and June on Nvidia. And if we go to 154.50 in the short term, you can clearly see the reaction it's having right at that level. So 154.50 right there, rejection. It is having a very difficult time getting over that level. So it has to get over that level. If it does not, watch for these rejections. Like if it comes up into it today and starts to reject again, watch for that downside move off this 154.50 level, right? That is a must watch. And then if we go to the 4-hour, actually, you know what? 1 hour, let's just keep an eye on this downtrend, right? This downtrend has been rock solid. And if it breaks it, let's see if there's any type of upside, right? If it breaks this downtrend, let's see if there's any type of upside. It's been rock solid since Tuesday of last week. It's rejected it multiple times. Rejection here, and we're sitting at it again today. So 154.50 and the downtrend sort of matching up right here today. Watch for that. If that rejects, look for that downside into 149. If you break above this level and the downtrend, look for that squeeze. Obviously, that's going to be dependent on the overall market. AMD 72. I actually traded AMD yesterday off the 72 level. Caught a little bit of a scalp, nothing crazy. It was, it was a short-term trade. Let me see if I remember where I caught it. I caught it right in this area, right at this 72 pullback. I was buying calls here off 72. I caught a little bit of upside, and then just sort of scaled out on this move. So a nice little trade off 72. Why did I take that? I was just understanding of this level, right? I knew that 72 was a demand that stepped in multiple times. You guys can see we had some demand step in here at 72. We had it step in here at 72. We had it step in here at 72. And then yesterday I tried to take it again. It was okay. It was nothing big. I would have liked to see more. But look what's happening today. All right? Look at what's happening here again today in the pre-market. 72 holding very strong. So if you hold 72 today and the market finds some type of strength, then AMD to the upside looks like a very possible short-term trade with off of 72 demand. If we break 72, then you guys clearly know, right, that we can definitely weaken. Here was a little bit of an insight into what happens under the break of 72. It was a very aggressive downside move, but you can see here it quickly got bought back up. So of course we have to be careful of that, but that is why we trade short-term, right? If we can get a short-term slip under 72, scalp the downside move, then watch that. Really, I think the move has to come back to 69, but maybe it doesn't, right? That depends on the market, right? I'm still a believer in a pullback to the retest level to 69 right here. That would be where I'd be more interested in going long, right? If this consolidation move was happening right here, I would be very bullish, right? If I saw this happening right here down at this level, so instead of 72, if this was 69 that it was doing this consolidation off of and this little flag, I would definitely be more interested in some upside plays because this is a consolidation at a previous high. This is a little bit of a flag at a previous high right here, right? And that would be a little bit more I would be a little bit more confident in an upside move there. The reason I'm a little bit less confident here is because I think there's still a possibility of seeing this move to 69, right? And then potentially holding there. So just watch out for that. But for the short term, 72 is definitely your level. Okay. Home Depot. Awesome breakout. I took this trade back on, I'll share it with you guys here. Desi swings. Here's the trade. So I took this trade back on the 16th. I took some December 16th 300 calls back on the 16th of November. So I had about a month of time. Sold half actually on the same day because it moved so much in my favor that same day. And then yesterday I sold 3 more contracts at 21.05. So really big move here. Bought these. Does it say the time? It should say the time somewhere. I think maybe once the day passes, it doesn't say the time. I could probably look it up somewhere. Message details. Is there a message details? I think there's a way to see the time, but anyways, November 16th, that's when I purchased those. I was looking at this 4-hour flag. You guys can see right here. I was looking at the 4-hour flag, which was sort of this flag that was happening here, and we got a very nice break of that. So Home Depot, I would look for the continuation, right? Home Depot is actually pushing through new highs right now. We have held this 306 level very nicely. We are getting through this rejection point, this upside rejection point around this 316.50. You guys can see right there. We're getting that breakout potentially today. You held this level, 306. I went long off that 306 demand. Very nice demand hold. Nice continuation. 319 this morning, starting to break out. And what else does Home Depot have on its side, all right? Why did I get a little bit more confident in holding a Home Depot trade? It's because of the sector strength. 942. Thanks, Garrett. The sector strength, right? This is why this is important, right, in your trades. This is something I may make a video on tonight. I was thinking about making this with the Home Depot trade along with it. But, the importance of understanding what sectors are strong, the importance of finding the relative strength in the market. Where is the market strong? If you're going to go long, where is the market strong? Right now, if you're going to go long, the market's strong in the energy sector. It's strong in the consumer staples. It's strong in some of these retail names, right? You're seeing some of this strength on some of these names, and that's something you have to be paying attention to, especially if you're going to enter swing trades, right? So that was another factor into my decision making here on Home Depot was, okay, I've seen Home Depot, stay pretty solid here. I saw Lowe's report earnings and held up pretty well as well. So I had a little bit of confidence in Home Depot. So let's see. I would watch for continuation here today. If you're not in this trade, I would watch it, right? Home Depot does not have much resistance here until 3:30, in my opinion, right? You guys can see there's not much resistance here until 3:30. And on that point, right? I would watch 206 off Lowe's, right? And I would, if you missed Home Depot, I would absolutely be watching Lowe's here today, right? You can see we have a previous rejection point here at 206, and over the last 4 trading days, even after earnings, we have held up this level really nicely. Now, whether you're right or wrong here, you can walk away from this trade and say, I had good risk to reward, right? I could walk away from this trade, whether I'm right or wrong. I could say, okay, I risked about, let's make this red. I risked about $5 on the underlying stock, right? You can see right around under this 206 level. This is my risk, right? If it breaks this key level, I'm out. I risked that to make this. So that is a positive risk to reward. That's about a 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1. So if you can walk away from a trade, if you can understand your trade analysis, if you can understand the risk to reward that you're looking at, if you can walk away and say, okay, the trade didn't work, but I liked my setup, I like the risk to reward I took, right? If I can take this again in the future and have it work, I can pay for my loss, right? Because if you're right here, right, you're making a lot more than you're losing. So yeah, I like that setup. I would watch this. You have Lowe's off this previous rejection around 206. Home Depot's been strong. The sector's been strong. Dow has been strong. Look to see if that continues. See what happens there. Apple. So Apple is Apple's at a very key level here today. Look at this level here on Apple, 147.50. This has to hold. So this could be sort of telling for the market today. If Apple loses 147.50, then I would look for the market to move lower. You guys can see support here, right? You've sort of bounced off this level, but it was a little bit sloppy there. And then all yesterday and all this morning, 147.50 again. So to me, guys, Apple should be, sort of like a proxy today. Watch this stock. If it does not hold 147.50, the market should see some relative weakness. Apple's a big part of the market, right? We know that. If Apple holds this level, watch for some push off this level. Watch this 147.50 on Apple. Energy. Yeah, energy's been pretty hot this morning. Energy's up a pretty decent amount here. You guys can see, look at this upside on the XLE this morning. I would be watching this. Not only because of that, but look at the hold that's been coming in here at 90, guys. This hold has been pretty solid. It's been a little bit sloppy under here. You can see it sort of held this 88 level a little bit better if you move it down here to 88. But this hold at 90 this morning, I think, is pretty important. So you can see right here, this morning, we're sort of holding this 90 level. 90, we pulled back to it. We held it right here. This could be your pullback entry on XLE, guys, right? If you pulled back and entered here, you're positive. Pullback entry here, positive. Pullback entry here, you might see another push here on the energy sector. I would watch for this today. $90 hold. Again, if you get in long here with a stop under 90, your risk to reward is likely positive, right? Your risk to reward is likely positive here. So watch that. $90 on the XLE. I would look to see if that holds that. With that move, you see a stock like CVX, which is holding the previous highs as support, right? This is very important, right? I've talked about the break and retest the previous highs a lot. You can see previous highs. CVX is trying to hold that previous high. So watch that if the XLE continues. XOM, another stock that has been sort of consolidating, but you can clearly see the demand that keeps stepping in around this 109. You can see right here, guys, every time we bounce to 109, it holds. So is there a trade here of 109? Watch the energy sector today. Strength right now. Disney, we talked about the gap fill. Yes, Island Boy. That's literally all we talk about. I trade live every day. I'm talking through the strategy every day over voice chat. I'm talking through everything over voice chat. I'm basically, It's basically just an all day, conversation about trading. So yes. Disney, rejection, right? 102. We came into yesterday saying, yeah, Disney is up off of news off their CEO coming back, Bob Iger. But can Disney really hold a 10% move? Is that really going to happen here on this market? If it was 2020, right, Disney would probably be up 30% yesterday, right? If it was 2020, everyone was dancing in the bed of flowers and everyone was, hugging each other and kissing each other, then yeah, sure. Disney's probably up 30% yesterday, but it's not, right? It's 2022. The market's shit, to be quite honest. And it's not going to hold a 10% upside gap up. So we talked about yesterday. We came into the market yesterday in the pre-market live stream just being real and saying, yeah, Disney's not going to hold a 10% gap up right into rejection points. So rejection, gapped up right into that rejection level. And you can see yesterday it gave up a decent amount of that move, right? A decent amount. Wasn't great, but there was some opportunity there. The rejection under this 99 was pretty key, right? In the live stream when we were live trading in the Discord, we basically just said watch for the 99 break, right? That was the key break. So we broke that 99, and since then we sort of just moved lower. But I'm not loving that. It's sort of holding here, and it might try to hold these previous highs from back here, guys. So I would say this trade might be over. Just be careful here, continuing to chase this, because you might be trying to hold this previous high here on Disney around 97. So just watch out for that. The next one I wanted to bring up, guys, was FedEx. I know everyone sort of forgot about this one because it pulled back, but there is still a monster gap here on this daily chart, right? There's a huge gap on this daily chart, and I think you may have just done a very bullish break and retest here on FedEx. Now, it's not perfect, which I don't love, right? I would have loved to see this wick. I would have loved to see that wick tap this level, which it did not, right? We did not get that tap of that level. It's a little bit still over that level, which I don't love, but I'm sort of understanding that may be the most I get here. This may be a break and retest, guys, of this breakout level, right? Right here and right here. If it is, right, what else has done this, right? Someone should know this. I hope if someone knows what else looks just like this, I will send me a message on Instagram. I'll give you a free month in the Discord. If someone can tell me what looked just like this, if you know it off the top of your head, then you know your stocks and you watch your stocks. For me, I know all these things like they're implanted in my brain. Something looked just like this. Let's see if someone gets it. I'll give it like 30 seconds. If no one gets it, no one gets a free month. No, it's not WM. I have one in mind. If it's other ones that I'm not... Mr. Oblivion. You in the Discord already, Mr. Oblivion? It's Netflix. You guys know what you're watching. If you're not in the Discord, Mr. Oblivion, then shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's Netflix, guys. Right here. Rejection into support, right? Break and retest of a gap fill level. This was Netflix's gap fill level that had the break. It retested it, and then it popped, right? And then here's FedEx, right? Break and retest of its gap fill level, right? And it could still pop. So this could be, right? This could be the beginning of the next move on FedEx, and you should watch it. You should watch it. Don't forget about it like most people will. All right. I got to go quick here. Let's do a little I saw Mr. Oblivion first. Mr. Oblivion on my screen was the first. Netflix right here. All right. Meta. Let's go real quick through the next few stocks. Meta. Next, we got to go speed round here. Sorry guys, I just did something fun. Sorry if you missed out on it. I'm going to be doing a little discount for Black Friday. Hint, hint, to those that are here in the live stream. You get to know first. Meta, if you hold 108, 109 on Meta, I like this. It's the same exact setup as everything else. Downtrend, hold of the previous demand, right? Told you so, Chris. Downtrend, if Meta holds 108, 109 here, look for that breakout of the downtrend. Amazon looks the exact same. If Amazon holds this demand here, look for the break of the downtrend or look for the flush. And then Microsoft, you guys can see here, holding this little demand as well. Look at all these stocks that are holding at some very, very key levels. So let's run through them again because I know I did it quick. Microsoft, 240, has to hold. You break that, you're moving down. Look at how crucial that level is. Amazon, right? Look at this previous rejection into support, 92.40. That has to hold. You break that, you're moving lower. Next one, Meta. Look at how crucial this 109 area is. Support, 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 and support. You break that level, you're breaking down substantially. You hold that level, you could see this break of this downtrend. Definitely have to watch that, right? You can see AMD, Nvidia all look the same there. A lot of stocks are sort of just sitting at these levels, and you have to wait to see if it breaks this downtrend. If not, we could be in for some flushes. So watch these key levels. I posted all of these levels in my technical analysis in the Discord. If you guys are interested in getting technical analysis, let's say you don't want to join a live trading group. Let's say you don't want all the conversation and you just want technical levels, right? Which I mean, I do recommend you join the full trading group, but here's my technical analysis section, right? I posted all these charts. I post them all every single day, and I will post these every morning in this right here, technicals. You guys can sign up for this down below. It says free technicals, and then you go to the premium, right? You can sign up for $5 a month, which I really should increase, but it's $5 a month. You get my technicals every morning, if you want, right? I'm just shooting my shot. Give me some free ad time. I don't do it much, but once in a while I'll do some free ad time. If you guys want to, if you want to support the stream, there's a great way to support the stream by still getting something out of it. All right. I'm gonna head out, guys. It's 8:50. I'm gonna head out real quick. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Watch out for some of these levels that we talked about today. Watch out for that NASDAQ and ES demand hold. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys could press the like button, we have 200 likes. That is really pathetic. 100% pathetic. 200 likes. Let's get that number up. You gotta shoot. Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? All right, guys. Anyways, I appreciate you being here. You know, a free like is the best thing you could do, right? That helps the channel. It helps the stream get out to more people. In return, you know, it gets more interest in my channel, which keeps me motivated, and it's all just a big circle. So if you guys could press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it here. I appreciate that. Thank you guys again. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a big live stream tomorrow. Big live stream. A lot of economic data. All right, guys. Peace.